Hello everyone, welcome to Web Development Session 6. Now, in today's class, we will be learning regarding table. We have already discussed HTML and CSS in our previous sessions. If you have not watched my video, please see my series. So, I'm just directly starting with my HTML, and in this class, I will also cover a few of the CSS concepts. So in CSS, how do we connect with HTML and how we will be using external CSS by using class or maybe IDs, that also I'm going to cover in this one. So I'm going to just simply start writing my codes first by giving the syntax. So head, inside the head, we will start this thing, of course, with the HTML first. So I'm going to start with the HTML, inside which I will start with head tag. In the head tag, I'm going to give it a title. So the title for my web page should be like table, maybe, let's say. And yes, I'm also going to give a connection between my HTML and CSS. To give the connection, I will write link. Then I'm going to write rel equals to style sheet. Um, of course, this is the relation between my HTML and CSS. That's why it's style sheet here. And I'm going to give a refer. In the refer, I will write the file name of the style.css. So if it is not style.css in your case, please mention the file name of your CSS. Okay, otherwise your CSS and HTML won't be connected. Now I will give the body, and with this, my simple syntax is ready. Now, in this body, I'm also going to give it a div tag today. If you do not know about div tag, please let me know and comment below. I'll let you know about the div tag and I'll make a separate video between what is div tag, what is a class, what is an ID. So I give a div tag here. In this, I'm giving a heading over here, and let's give the heading as um, table in HTML, right? So if I just see this much, that how is my output? So I can just simply do here go live, and I can check out, yes, table in output is coming. My heading is also table here, title is table, heading table in HTML, everything is fixed. Now I'm going to start making the table. Whenever you start making a table in HTML, very important thing, you have to use this element called table. Without this, the other elements of table won't be working. Now let's see how table works in HTML. So in a normal table, if you see, no, that how a table is. So suppose if it is a table, you always create tables with the help of rows and columns. So if you do not know about rows, so let me just tell you here. Suppose I have three lines this in a horizontal way. So these are my rows. Got it? The three rows are here. But if I want to write like this, so how many columns do I have? I have two columns, right? So in my HTML also, I have to create this with the help of rows and columns. So right now I will give a tag here, which is tr. So I'm going to make three rows also in today's class. And in the first row, I'm going to give all the headings for my rows. So I will write th. Now, as the name suggests, I would say tr means table row. Tr, table row. Th means table heading, th. Okay. So I think as the name suggests, you can just simply understand this. Now I'm giving a heading. For example, let's say I say person one. Then I give the same heading and I just give it as person two. And same I do for person three. Now when I check my output, you can see person one, two, and three has been come. Okay. So this is in a form of row because it's 1, 2, and 3. But yes, we have to do the styling also for this. I'll come to that later. Now my heading tag is done. My heading row is done. Now I will be making another row where I'm going to add some more details. So now I want to give the data to my table, right? Headings are done. Now I want to give the data. So I think now you understood that for the table data, I will write TD, right? Now, for example, I want to write the email for that person, like person one should enter the email, or maybe I can just write the names. Let's write the names like Ankit. I can write the second name, suppose as Neha, and let's write the third name, suppose Ankita. So you can give any information whenever you're making a table. Right now, I've just given the name of the persons, and you can see that another row has come with the name of the person. Now let's just to check, I will create one more row over here where I can just give the maybe ID related to those persons or maybe the marks that they have scored. So maybe the person one have scored 20 marks. Then the second one, we can start with maybe 30. And again, we can do with the third one. So I'm giving you the, like, we can also write numbers. It's not just that we can make a table of the text only. We can also make it with the help of the numbers. So I got it, right? So all of the tables have been created. So this is how you will be making a table. Now that's the thing for the table. Now, what if I want to, more beautify this thing? So if I want to beautify this, what I'm going to do is I'll be moving towards style.css, and let's do the styling one by one. First of all, here you can see there is like nothing background, or it's looking so dull, right? So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to add a background to my body because it's going to be in the body. So let's see the CSS of it. So first of all, I'll write body element. Then I'm going to write background image. Background image, mostly we write it inside the CSS only because it's easy for us to write it. So I'm just going to give, and I've already added a background image. So you can add a background image of your choice, but make sure whatever the image you are using, please add it inside the folder only which you are making for your HTML page. Okay. So I've already added it over here. And now I will write the same name over here as this. So I can see that the name of it is background1.jpg. So I will write background1.jpg over it. If I do so, you can see a background has come, right? But as you can see, the background is not proper here. So I'm going to do some excess things, which is like I'm going to do the background size of this as cover. If I do so, then the entire page is going to cover with the picture. So see, it's a beautiful picture it is. And by the way, it's an original picture clicked by me. Okay. So here after this, I'm going to use it as maybe the colors of the fonts inside it, because if you can just see, these are all black color now. So I don't want it to do that. I want to change the color of it as maybe red. So if I do so, then all the fonts inside this will be turned out to red. So right now the headings turn out to red because it's inside the body, right? So that's how we have done it over here. Now, for example, you must be thinking that why not this other things has been turned out, because see, they are not inside the body, they are basically the containers, right? So let's do a coding for this also, that how I can design this container. So for this container, I also want to give the lines to these tables, so it will look like a proper table for me, like these lines should be coming, right? So how to do that? Let's do it one by one. First of all, I can make a here element of table because I want to give it for the table. I'll be giving it a border. If I want to give it a border, I will give 2px solid, let's say blue border. So solid blue. I'll write three parameters altogether. Okay, so I give it a border here. So if I do so, I can see a border coming around it, right? Around my table. One thing that is done. Now next is I want a width for this. So this table should have a width. So I'm giving a width to this table. It should cover 100% of my screen. So I'll give 100% over here. So it is taking 100%, but they are all not in center, right? So what I can do over here, I can just in the body also can make everything on the center if you want, right? But right now I'm not using the text align center. I will be doing it over the table itself. The table itself, whatever the things are, they should align to center. That's how I am doing it. So let's see. So yes, it all comes to the center. Now, if you have seen that I want a particular padding over here. Now, why a padding? If you just see this, there is no gap between the things which is written inside this, also the border here. So you can also add a padding to this table, which will give a gap, internal gaps around. So if you want to add an internal gaps around C. So internal gaps in the sense, again, I say these are the things which is internally to the border, and this is my outside, right? So these gaps are my internal gaps. What will be the external gaps? If you're giving gap between this border and your external, means the entire web page, that becomes your external gap. That time we use margin. So I will also cover up padding and margin in some other classes. Please let me know if you want to know the detailed video of it as well. So this is the padding I have given over here. And now you can add a table heading, and in the table data, both I am going to give a border so that I can get a border inside also, right? So I can write it as 1px solid, and let's give right here as a blue border only so that it will all together we can get it. Now when I see, you can see a border all around it. So it's looking so nice here. Even you, if you want to change the color of your choice, you can just choose any of the color of your choice. You know, you can use pink maybe. So that totally depends on you, how you're making the table and how beautifully you want it to look like. So then I get a pink colors over here, right? For this also you can give a padding if you feel like that all the, see, if you can just see the textures and the borders are so close to each other, so you can give a kind of a gaps in between, internal gaps. So you can also try out a padding of 5px maybe over here and can check it out. So then you can get a little bit gaps all around, right? So that's how I have created this table, and I think you all understood it. If you need any other queries related to this, so please do let me know. Like for example, if I want to change the border instead of solid, I have other options. Like I can give it a dotted border. If you think you can get a dotted border or a round, or maybe a dashed border, but I think the solid border goes good. This is also nice. So you can also go with this one, right? So that's how I have made the table all around over here. Please do suggest if I can use any other color, because I'm thinking that to give it a good color. I think this is also looking nice, right? So I can also do one thing, which is in the body, if you want to make everything on the center, that also you can write like text align center, and you can see that everything's like this table also comes to the center, right? So do let me know if you have any queries related to this, and yes, we will be covering few more topics in the next classes. See you all. Thank you. Please subscribe to my channel, and